right, boys and girls, welcome back to another Wit and Wisdom lesson. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. And we're going to get right back started into Wit and Wisdom, and we're still working with our text, Cinderella. So, our focusing question for today is, why do people admire Perrault Cinderella? Our content framing question today is, what is happening in Cinderella? Your focusing question is what we are talking about for the entire module. And then your content framing question is what we're going to be talking about today. So today we're going to be talking about what is actually happening in this story. In order for you all to participate in today's lesson, I would like for you to go back to YouTube. You can click on the link or either go to YouTube, type in the book Cinderella by Marcia Brown. That's the very first thing you need to do today. It's very important. Parents, if we were in school, we would actually reread this story several days in a row. So this is something that's not new to your scholars. We interact with our text over and over and over again, all the way to through our end of module task. And so because it really helps the students to be able to retell the story without even looking in the book. So today we're going to listen. As you listen to the story, I want you to listen for story elements as the story is being read. Let's go over what those are. Those are your characters, your setting, your problem. Today we're going to focus on the events that are happening in the story, which we have done before. And then the resolution. So think back to when we were reading Brave Irene, for instance. We talked about several events that happened in the story before she actually got to the palace to deliver the dress. So we're going to be doing something similar with our story on today. So here you'll find an example of a story map. And I put this here so that your scholars can easily follow. So you have your characters, your setting, your problem, and then after the problem, you would kind of start thinking about those events that are taking place in the story, and then the resolution or the solution to the problem. So your story elements. What are some ways you can organize what's happening in the story? One way you can do that is through the use of a story map. And boys and girls, I don't want you to recreate this because that would just be a lot of work. Today, I just want you to really use your really good listening ears as Miss Brandy kind of takes you through this lesson, and your to-do for today will actually come at the end during your deep dive. So we're going to kind of walk through this story map together. So we can fill out a story map. We can retell the story, and we can use story stones to help us find the story elements. What are story stones, you might be asking? So your story stone is your little picture of your character. Remember, boys and girls, think back to our story stone that we use in Wit and Wisdom. Of the setting would be a little house. Your problem would be an X. Okay, then we have the events, and then your solution would be like an exclamation point. So here are some story elements that are easy for us to go ahead and to discuss. Your characters. Think about who our characters are in the story. We have Cinderella, look here, fairy godmother, prince, stepmother, the stepsisters, and Cinderella's father. The star means that it's the main character. So if we were working through this together in class, we would put a star by Cinderella. We would go ahead and list out our characters. But for today's lesson, Miss Brandy just has it here for you. Your setting is in the past, and that means that it's something that happened long ago. And it's also at Cinderella's house. Some story takes place at her home, and then some parts of the story take place at the palace. Now, I do have some questions that I want you to think about. Parents, you have two options. You can either let your scholar verbally tell you the answer to these questions, or you can write the question down and have them to write the answer. Now, for our higher level students who could do this with a little bit more ease, because I know it can sometimes be a task with writing and getting your scholar to write and writing complete sentences and do those full thoughts. If your scholar does that with a bit of ease, you can go ahead and write out the question for them, or just have them listen to the question and write their answer and then tell it to you. That's taking today's lesson up to another level for those who need it and those who can be successful there. But if you have some scholars who may struggle, or it may take a very long time for them to write their answers out, it's perfectly okay for them to tell you the answer to the question. However, while they are telling you the answer to the questions, I want you to have them to speak in complete sentences. Okay, that's very important. Why couldn't Cinderella go to the ball? That's your first question. Why wasn't she able to go to the ball? Your second question is, what do Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters make her do? So this is talking about some of the events that happen in the story. If your scholar is having a hard time telling you the answers to those questions, then you might want to go back and play the video again so that they can listen to the story being read and then answer the questions. I want to actually exit out of my screen so that I can show you some answers here. So one reason as to why Cinderella couldn't go to the ball was her stepmother wouldn't let her. Her stepsisters made fun of her. She didn't have nice enough clothes to go to the ball. Okay, so those are some reasons, and you can have if your scholar did not tell you any of these things, you may want to definitely go back and have them listen to the story again. Let's look at our second question. What do Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters make her do? Well, some things that they make her do is that they make her clean the house. The stepmother makes her sleep on a bed made out of straw. And her stepsisters make her do their hair. Okay, if they told you one or two of those details, that's perfect. Let's keep going. So we will also look at the problem and the events in the story. And just follow along as I read. Can you think of the problem? Maybe you've already figured it out. One problem is that Cinderella is mistreated by her stepmothers and sisters. That means that they do some of those things that we don't like. They exhibit some characteristics that are mean. They're not nice to Cinderella, and that's a problem. Some events in the story, and just follow along as I read. There are a lot here. There's no need to have your scholars write anything. Just listen to the events. So Cinderella's father marries a mean stepmother. That's the first thing that happened. When we're talking about our events, we want to go from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. We don't want to jumble up the events. We don't want to start at the end or start at the middle. We always want to start at the beginning of the story. Cinderella isn't allowed to go to the ball. After that, the fairy godmother uses her magic wand to help Cinderella go to the ball 2 times in this story. Then the prince falls in love with Cinderella at the ball. But we know in most of our stories so far, Cinderella leaves the ball when the magic falls off because she turns back to her regular self wearing her rags. And then Cinderella loses the glass slipper. This is a very important event in most Cinderella stories. So after she loses her slipper, the prince has women try on the slipper. And finally, Cinderella's foot fits into the glass slipper. Now, the resolution, the end or the resolution or solution, the end of our story map is that Cinderella marries the prince and lets her stepsisters live with them in the palace. Now, here are some more questions that I want you to answer. I'm not going to reveal the answers. Why does Cinderella have a stepmother and stepsisters? That you can go back to the previous slides, and in the events, it tells you why she has those things. So pay very close attention to that. You can go back and forth between the slides by rewinding the video. Now, the next question is, why did Cinderella's fairy godmother appear? Why was it necessary for the fairy godmother to come to Cinderella's rescue, so to speak? The next question is, why did Cinderella run away from the ball on the second night? Okay, so again, I want you to either verbally tell someone the answers to the questions, or you can write them out. Now, here's your to-do for today. You do not have to write the entire sentence, boys and girls. You can what I want you to do is number a piece of paper 1 through 4. So 1, take a space, 2, 3, and 4. And I want you to write the correct conjunction for each sentence. Now, parents, what you can do is go ahead and have them you can pause the video, go ahead and have them to write their answers, and then I will reveal the answers so that you all can check your work sort of in the moment. Your first sentence is, Cinderella went to the ball, blank, lost her shoe. Refer to the top of the screen. And this should actually say and, so, but, or, and because. Those are the ones that you're going to read. Excuse Miss Brandy's typo. That should say and, A-N-D. So what you can do is, as you are trying to fill in the blank, just try these words out. So Cinderella went to the ball because lost her shoe. Now, does that make sense? No way. So we know that's not the answer. Try all of the different words here to see which one fits. Number 2, the prince wanted to marry the girl he met, blank, he didn't know her name. Now, what conjunction could fit in there? Is it and, so, but, or because? The stepsisters were mean to Cinderella, blank, they were jealous. Again, go and try the words to see which ones fit. Lastly, Cinderella had to clean, blank, she would get in trouble. And, so, but, or because. Now, there are 5 conjunctions here in 4 sentences, so you will not use one of them. Remember, this should say and, A-N-D. Right, and that's all for today, boys and girls. Make sure that you take a picture of your child's work. This is what you have to turn in for today. Take a picture of it, post it under your class Facebook account, email it to your teacher, send a text to your teacher. It's very important that we get your child's work every day so that we can count them present. I'm having a blast doing Wit and Wisdom with you all. I cannot wait to rejoin you all on the carpet for some learning. You guys did awesome today. Let's kiss our brains. Kiss your brain, throw some glitter and make it rain. Love you all.